I was just testing my Adventure Eldlich engine out, and um, it became a lot stronger than I thought it would be. So I just wanted something that had an 8 card engine that involves discarding in preparation for when Horus comes out. But I won 85% of my last 20 duels, and I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit. I can go into the deck profile more at the end of the video. Obviously, you should also watch my previous video because I go in a lot more depth than I'm going to go into here. But this is mostly just going to be an opportunity to see a whole bunch of replays with Adventure Eldlich. And you also get to see, without me sort of selecting the duels that I think are like the best examples of this or that, you just sort of see, okay, 20 like test hands. What does it look like when you draw 5 or 6 cards 20 times? What does this deck doing the absolute max it can do and making your opponent just rage quit in 1 turn look like? What does an epic comeback when you completely bricked look like? So this is going to be interesting for sure. So right now we're going second against Icejades. I'm not really sure what they do. I know that this monster is tough. It makes it so I can't destroy or banish their cards, and they can like banish some of my cards. All right, let's get a draw 2. What does that do? Okay. All right, we get our adventure engine online. They're probably going to have to deal with that somehow. Okay, yeah, they just banish it. Fair enough. And there I tried to attack it, but they have a bunch of effects that make it so attacking is hard. Icejades are kind of like some sort of a control deck. Let's see, how are we going to deal with this? The Synchro monster can prevent me from destroying their monsters, so it's going to be tough. For now, we can just banish whatever they were trying to summon, make it so they can't link climb. All right, they're going to banish one of our cards. It's fine. Okay, yeah, Karma Cannon will do the trick. So Karma Cannon, after they declared an attack, means their Synchro monster is going to stay face down. Yeah, let's see how we deal with this. Probably a draw 2, makes sense. Okay, Elemental Burst would be great if we also had... We have a rollback engrave, but we do need to get Elemental Burst. Great, link them off. Great, we can blow up their entire field. Goodbye. They banish our Eldlich, that's fine, we still have another one. That's also why I'm looking forward to the Horus engine, because we can recycle our Eldliches a lot easier. For now, we have Trap Tantalizing Tune, which is kind of our Allure of Darkness consistency card that allows us to recycle. But yeah, okay, so we have a bunch of interruptions, and they have nothing. Okay. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool duel. You saw that Elemental Burst was kind of a big feature. It's really good against these control type decks. Yeah, Constellar Pallades just for follow-up. We could make Zeus at the end if we didn't have enough life points. Yeah. G to the G. Thank you very much. What was that person's username? Pfft, fair enough. Whatever. Okay. Duel number 2 versus Superheavy Samurai. Okie doke. Yeah, you also notice that in a lot of these replays they're going to show, the games are over in like 2 turns, 3 turns, which I noticed a lot of my Diabellstar Eldritch decks, like it takes more like 5 or 6 turns usually to win, just because we have a hard time getting enough monsters on board to 1 turn kill them. Okay, they're going to Gamma our Lord of Heavenly Prison. Fine. Set 4, pass. Their turn. All right. We've got a couple of board wipes and a way to get our engine working. Max C. We don't have any. Yeah, so that's also something that I don't really show very much in my videos. Is sometimes your opponent just bricks, you just win. Ooh, heroes. Okie doke. What do we got here? This will also be interesting. I don't think I've shown losses on my channel because it's like, you know, sometimes losses, it's like there's not really anything you can do. There's not much to learn from them. But here, it'll be interesting to see losses kind of sparsed in with everything. Okay, get a draw 2. Yeah, that's one thing that I like about this version of the deck. I have a few more normal traps than my other versions, which means that my Trap Tantalizing Tune is online more. All right, we get the engine online. We're not going to get the Griffin Rider this turn, I don't think. Yeah, I have a feeling this might just be another one where they surrender because they have nothing. We'll see. Yeah, we don't really have very much. All we have is the Trap Trick and the Purrelly Oak Purrelly. Yeah, actually, this is not very good. Okay. Send a rollback. Okay, fine, but what are we going to roll back on? All right, get a few more bodies to defend ourselves. Ice Dragon's Prison. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So there we banish this guy because he has an effect in the grave where he can banish in order to, summon out another one. So we're removing their, ability to continue plays. Also, from what I understand, you really want to banish this guy because his ability to banish a hero monster to grab polymerization can actually limit hero players' plays a lot if they don't already have poly in hand. So that's a pretty good interruption. We're going to set grass for next turn. So the other thing that's nice about having Lord is obviously you can search out something like grass and set it. Um, it doesn't survive till the next turn a lot because they make it a big priority to pop this card. But because it's a priority to pop it, then they can't like extend their plays as much. So it still is helpful. And we still have a rollback in order to banish. They already used their normal summon. Yeah, I'm just gonna banish this card too, just because. Yeah, they have nothing left. Easy peasy. All right, we're gonna lose this game, fellas, against a Runic like stun player. Uh-oh. I feel like we're actually usually pretty good against Runic stun. Um, yeah, I'm curious to see how we lose this. Oh, I think I remember how. All right, going first. Are we going to get the draw too? Yep. Okay. Adventure Engine. Okay, looking good so far. Yep, just getting follow up for next turn. Omni Negate. Okay, not bad. I mean, this is pretty good. Omni Negate, double pop, and a Monster Negate. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that really sucks. Okay. I don't know if you saw that, but they literally banished in my 60 card deck, they banished both of my Eldliches. Okay, so yeah, there maybe I could have stuck around and tried to grind it out. The fact they started setting cards, maybe he had also bricked. Maybe I could have been able to find a way to win this, but I wasn't trying to get a win streak at this point. I was just kind of like messing around, testing things out. But yeah, when they banish both your Eldliches, that sucks. Another reason to look forward to the Horus engine coming out, where we can recycle them so that we don't just instantly quit. Okay, what do we got next? Kashtira. Look at how many replays are only 2 turns. This is beautiful. All right. Going first against Kashtira. Okay. Max C, doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I guess, okay, they might get 2 draws. Is 2 draws versus an Omni Negate okay? Probably. Oh, they don't. Okay, yeah. So you can summon the Griffin Rider on your opponent's main phase. So this way they only get the 1 draw. Also, what I could have done is I could have given them another draw by using Eldlich to send Eldlixir summon back, and then Eldlixir banishes to get a Conquistador. So like they would draw an extra card, but we would get a non-targeting destroy. So that's a trade-off, but ooh, that's rough. Well, we'll have follow-up for next turn if they don't kill us. Yeah, that's a great way to hit Kashtira. So supposedly Kashtira players complain about bricking a lot, and I guess that is a case where like the best monster they had is the ogre, and I don't think he even used the ogre to search yet. So by just destroying that, the spell card isn't going to work. They're not going to summon another monster. The other cards are probably just like whatever, stun cards or something. What do they even have in their deck? Yeah, they might have had more like Snake Eye cards, but I don't know. Whatever they had, they bricked. Something that is kind of a common theme is like we're running into other decks that brick, and like even when our deck does brick, like we're still doing okay. Like sometimes you only end a turn with like 2 or 3 interruptions. But if you're a combo player, how many times have you run into situations where you have 0 interruptions? You just have like a Maxi and a Nash Blossom. How many times do you run into a situation where maybe you end a board on 1 or 2 interruptions? I mean, like there are some boards that like Snake Eye players, some of the best decks in the game right now make, where they at best only end with a couple interruptions, and the way they win is more through like the grind game, the fact that their resources can keep coming back. All right, so Trap Tantalizing Tune plus Elemental Burst is great. We're going to be able to have a good chance to give a board wipe against them. Do they have any Shufflers in grave? Yeah, Shufflers can be a real pain in the Tearlements matchup. I mean, they're setting up a pretty good board here. Yep, they grabbed the Omni to get. Oh, I remember this game. Oh, this is going to be funny. Okay, so let me really quickly. Okay, so this counter trap, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, then you can negate the activation. So notice it only says spell or trap card here. That's going to be important in a second. Meanwhile, with Baronne de Fleur, when a card or effect is activated, it's slightly different. Okay, so yeah, we'll see in a sec. So here they let this go through, which is great. If they had had an Ash Blossom, then it would have been a little bit harder for me to do stuff, but whatever. Oh, they also don't even have a Tearlament monster on field yet. Okay. Yeah, they're screwed. Okay, so they have Baronne de Fleur, which is a single Omnigate. When a card or effect is activated, they can negate the activation. We're going to evenly match them. They're going to, respond. And now we're going to banish our transaction rollback from the graveyard, copy evenly matched, and it banishes everything. It banishes the deck, it banishes the player. So if they had had a Tearlament monster on the field, they still wouldn't have been able to negate transaction rollback copying evenly matched because it only negates a spell or trap card. But when you activate a trap in the graveyard, it's considered a trap effect. So they were screwed either way, but they needed to use their Time Thief Redoer to send their materials to the graveyard and then to, fusion summon a couple of tier monsters to even have that counter trap be available to them. So, yeah, they were screwed, and we have quite a bit of follow-up Dogmatic Punishment engine so that our Eldlich monsters are online. This one's going to get us an Eldlixir so we can summon an Eldlich, get a non-target and banish, destroy. Yeah, so absolutely annihilated. Like that was like one of the better boards a tier player can have. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, 8 rounds. What's this against? Oh. Okay, 8 rounds against Chimaera. So one thing that I will notice with this deck is like when you're dealing with something that's not like the objective best meta deck, you have to build your deck specifically to counter the best meta decks. But usually there's a trade-off, which is that maybe you're not as suited to dealing with other types of decks. Chimaera, for example, they can 1 turn kill you really easily, which is obviously a great win condition. The other thing is that they kind of just keep coming in waves. So what we want is for all of their monsters to hit the field at once, so we blow them all up with a single card, and then we still have 3 or 4 cards on the field and they have nothing. So here we did an Omni Negate against this Mirror Sword Knight guy because it's sort of like their main starter. They tribute it, then they can grab other things. I'm just like, okay, I dare you to have something else. Also, because I have Karma Cannon, I want to be able to activate it in a way that interrupts what they're doing without it affecting my other Omni Negate, which is the Griffin Rider. Okay, so now we just get a little bit of engine online. I'm surprised this duel lasts 8 rounds. I mean, okay. Ash Blossom. Okay, so we don't get the Omni Negate back. That does actually kind of suck. Yeah, like a big thing is that we have the ability to kill them more quickly. The Adventure engine gives us an extra like 4K damage, whereas the Diabellstar engine is like only 2,500 sometimes because you have to send to the grave to do stuff. Okay, what are they doing here? They're popping off. Okay, so they have Dark Barrier Statue. That's kind of annoying. They can special summon that using one of their fusion monsters, I'm pretty sure. They've got at least 2 fusion spells, maybe even a third if my memory is correct, and we would know that. Okay, so I'm waiting for them to. Ooh, yeah, this is tough because yeah, so Destructive Karma Cannon is great against decks like Snake Eye or Sword Soul, whatever, where they have to like synchro and XYZ and Link, because this makes it so that all the materials are face down, which is like even worse than being destroyed. Like in the graveyard, they a lot of times will have effects, but this way they're just cut off, and then we can do whatever we want on our next turn. However, against Chimaera, Karma Cannon isn't as good because you can still fusion using face down monsters you control. So I think we're actually relying on Fiend Comedian to really help us out here. Yep, there's Guardian Chimaera, 2 non-targeting destroys, and he gets a draw plus a draw off Garura. All right, how are we going to handle this? Okay, yeah, now is a good time to use Fiend Comedian. It might get popped. 16 cards in grave. Um, he has a number of resources we'd really like to get banished. Targeting negates, monster effect negates, polymerization confusion cards that he can either recycle or banish to get advantage. Yeah, so it's a good time to banish now, and if we don't hit, then we might get a. We have a pretty good chance of hitting a good interruption. And they had Ash Blossom. So that's another thing, is like I always before you activate Fiend Comedian, you should try to bait it out by using your Eldlixir, because a lot of times they'll just see that and they're like, oh, that's the only thing you can activate that I can negate with Ash, so I'll just use it now. Otherwise, Ash is going to be dead in my hand. So should have tried to bait out that Ash with Eldlixir. Oh well. Yeah, now we're in a lot of trouble. What are we going to do here? Do we have any rollbacks in grave? We do. Okay, we got a rollback in grave very early on. And they didn't hit our Karma Cannon. Yeah, because they took out the token. Okay. Not enough to kill us. Okay, they're going to destroy a card. We're going to try to banish everything in the grave again. They're going to pop one of our cards. They're trying to recycle, but now they're just going to pop. So there's a good chance we banish all the resources, or maybe we get a better mill. If the battle phase is over, I'm not worried about them killing me. I just want to get some sort of an interruption in. And now they target Karma Cannon, so use it or lose it. That was also nice holding off on the Karma Cannon and waiting for him to try to pop it, because my Fateful Adventure is still going to be here. We're going to still be able to recycle resources. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Horse engine, when this is going to be like all of our cards can't be destroyed by non-targeting effects. We can special summon a billion times and, blah, blah, blah. We can draw cards. We can recycle banish cards. It's going to be great. For now, though, like, yeah, I'm very surprised by how successful this was. Like, I actually was switching over to, the Diabellstar version, and I lost a couple games. And with this one, I kind of won a couple games, and which is surprising because the Adventure engine is like a lot older. But okay, Guardian Chimaera, they're going to pop a couple cards. Our Adventure engine is probably over now. Well, or at least we're going to destroy the Guardian. Come on, man. Okay. Yeah. Shoot. Well, they did put their Guardian Chimaera in the wrong column. Imduck is great. You can link off one of your link monsters to the grave. We're also going to use this in the future when there's SP Little Knight, because it has effects where if it's link summoned using a link monster, it can do things. So you'll link off one of your these guys into Imduck, and then after that you can make SP Little Knight with all of its effects going. But here, yeah, we also got to destroy his monster, so goodbye. We're going to have some good follow-up next turn. We use these traps this turn, and he banishes that to summon this back. Okay. So hopefully they don't make another Guardian Chimaera. Nope, they're just... we banished their grave, so it's a little bit hard for them. They're going to discard a card in our hand, but we don't have one. Okay, goodbye. Everything's going to be face down until the end of my next turn. Eldlich Engine back online. Love recycling. This is pretty great. Okay. Non-targeting destroy, but they don't have any face-up cards. Alright, how are we going to handle this? Non-targeting banish, not bad. Another Ash Blossom? Nope. Yeah. It's not really worth destroying their cards. This guy has too much defense, and this guy, like, will just special summon one of their monsters. There he just surrenders. I think he was, like, out of resources, out of fusion monsters, or maybe he got busy with something. But yeah, we had, that was a pretty good duel. Okay. Duel number whatever. Against Snake Eyes, yeah. So as you start getting higher up in the ladder, you start running into a lot more Snake Eyes players. Which is kind of annoying. It's like, you know, it's an interesting deck. I like playing against it because I like winning against it. But, you know, the thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that there is so much diversity. You know, there's so many different decks that are out there. Yeah, so here, this is kind of why Cursed Eldland is better going second than going first. When you have to, like, use Eldlich to target your own Eldland, it feels bad. But at least we have, like, follow-up for next turn. We turned our Conquistador into an interruption by selling an Elixir. So what do we have? A non-targeting destroy, a trap trick, which can go into anything in a Karma Cannon. Like, isn't this great? Our turns last, like, 15 to 20 seconds, and we have really strong boards, and, like, we never really brick. We always have a couple of interruptions and a way to, like, get monsters online to start attacking your opponent. Just freaking fun, man. Okay. Yep, they're doing all the normal stuff. We're probably just going to Karma Cannon them after the dragon shows up. Okay. Yeah, Nightmare Phoenix. Sucks. Ooh. Yeah, so we couldn't use the Karma Cannon there because they didn't have any monsters that can actually be flipped face down. So instead we have to Trap Trick Torrential Tribute. Alright, gonna recycle, get a draw. Okay. Yeah, they managed to get 2 monsters back, but they need 3 to get the princess, so kind of dodged a bullet there. Oh, I wonder if this is an imperm. Probably. Yeah, here I should have, okay, so they use their Called by the Grave right away on this guy, which, I mean, fair enough. If you banish both my Eldliches, then you saw earlier in the Runic game, I'll Rage Quit, but it's usually hard to get both of them, especially when Called by the Grave is at 2, when people aren't really running Bestials anymore. So, okay, 1 Eldlich gone, whatever. Destroy the field spell. Try to destroy these cards. I just run into it so that next turn it's guaranteed to, like, be able to search out another Elixir. Although I might be running out of Elixirs. Nope, still good. Okay, now we're in big trouble. The only thing we have is Ice Dragon's Prison. Okay, so they used Snake Eyes Ash to, you know, send a grave, special Flamberge, and then Poplar is going to special the other Flamberge to be in their, you know, back row because it gives them a bunch of extensions. We're going to banish both their Flamberges. Their turn is just completely over. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Snake, Ice Dragon's Prison is awesome. Alright, we got our engine back. Yeah, people are like, hey, if you're a back row deck, well, don't you care about getting Harpy Feather Dustered? I mean, a little bit, but, like, we can just recycle everything from the graveyard. So there I popped my own Eldlich to get it back out of the spell and trap zone, and then he sends the Elixir to come back, and the Elixir is going to search out another like Huaquero or a Conquistador. Yeah, and he surrenders. He's like, all right, I've got him locked down. It's like, oh, no, you don't. It's a pretty good duel against that Snake Eyes player. All right, duel number next. Let's see. Hero, what? Scareclaw. Okay, it's a Manadium. Okay, some sort of a Manadium Tri-Brigade. Oh, this guy was cooking. All right, let's see what the chef has in store for us. I don't think I've had Skill Drain in any of my hands yet. Have I even resolved Grass? Maybe one time so far. Oh, speak of the devil and he shall appear. Okay. Draw 2. Ash Blossom. Nope. Okay. Grass. And okay, they did have the Ash for the Grass, but we have a Skill Drain, so yeah, I think this is one where I just flip Skill Drain and win. It's nice to have cards like that where you just flip them and win right away, but it's important to not rely on them, right? You want to be able to do a bunch of other stuff. Negate. Oh no, 1500. Let's get some Eldlich Engine online. Yeah, and then they're just going to surrender because it's like, I have a Skill Drain and I am going to be able to summon a bunch of monsters like forever. Easy peasy. Yeah, for every long duel, there's a short one. Ooh, Gishki. Okay. So this is a deck where like they have a bunch of like fish ritual monsters that can tribute the monsters you control. So that's another place where Eldlich is great because, you know, you don't have monsters on the field for them to tribute yet. It's kind of it's a deck that like has different weaknesses than other decks. So like during certain metas, when certain types of decks are more popular, Eldlich can really thrive. All right, a monster negate. Oh, I think it's like a Sprite Gishki. Okay, yeah. What are they going to search out? Starter, okay. Elf, fine. Special summon more bodies. They're locked into level 2s, if that matters. Okay, IP, yep. Okay, so they have a spell. Okay, they have the spell trap negate. They have the monster negate. They can make into like an Avramax or an Appaloosa or something. And then they have like an Imprimer called by. All right. So they just negate the Nadir Servant right away, which is fine. If they don't negate it, I'm going to be able to send like a, you know, some monster that they have to waste one of their negates on, and then I can summon an Ecclesia, which they might have to waste another negate on that searches out more things. So yeah, this is a fine one to hit. It can only be activated once per turn. So if they had negated this with like Baronne de Fleur, then I would be able to activate the other one I have in hand. But this guy only negates the effect, which is kind of annoying. That means so we can't activate our other Nadir Servant, unfortunately. That's okay. Draw 2. Oh man, please tell me either evenly matched or okay, special summon, you're done, dude. Alright, did we hit an evenly matched? No evenly matched. Did we hit Elemental Burst? No. Okay, so we didn't get the best cards in grave. If we had even had like an Elemental Burst or something in hand, like we could set it and then Eldlich could, you know, send it to grave to get him out. But yeah, all right, so let's see what we do. Instead, roll back into Trap Trick. So this isn't as good. They still get to have one card on the field. Banish my Eldlich, we don't care. Until they get the second one, then we care. Monster negate. They're gonna negate Lord? Nope. Big mistake, buddy. You're never activating that guy again. Recycle some Elixirs. Alright, so non-targeting, destroy, board wipe, banish. This guy is a spellcaster, and he doesn't have any spellcasters in grave. Okay. Gets the Gishki engine online. He can't, I don't have any monsters for him to tribute, so he has to tribute his own. Takes some damage. Okay, so here, I could have activated this right away, but I wait for him to activate his effect, because the way that Gigantic Sprite's effect is worded, he needs to still be on the field for it to work. So we can wait for him to activate it, and then we can banish him with Ice Dragon's Prison, which means not only does the effect not go off, but then if he somehow is able to make another one, his effect is once per turn. So, you know, that's a resource that's gone. So we wait till the right time, banish Gigantic, and now, like, I think his Sprite half of his engine is gone until he gets a new starter. Let's just flip everything face down. Get a draw. Nice. I like being able to use monster effects. Yep, and he surrenders. We didn't even summon our Eldlich yet. G to the G to the G. Alright, so that was, I think that was this duel, right? Yeah. Alright, duel. Let's see. Who are we going against now? Yeah, isn't this, I think this is when I was like, whoa, I've won a lot of games with this adventure engine. Oh, this is crazy. Another Snake Eyes with a Kashtira splashed in. Let's see how they do. Yeah, I think the last, like, 10 duels, like, 7 or something of them are all like, against Snake Eyes and Rescue Ace. Okay, nice. We have a rollback, and we have a way to pitch our rollback by going into our adventure engine. Nadir Servant, which is good. It's unfortunate because Nadir Servant and Water Enchantress, or sorry, the adventure engine in general conflict. But going second, if they summon extra deck monsters, we could special summon our Ecclesia to get a search off, which would mean we get our adventure engine and we can search for a Dogmatic Punishment. What are they doing here? Just the standard stuff. You see it a million times. Okay. Yeah, so right after they summon here, if I could, this is when I would have destroyed the field. Okay. They can summon out an IP. Do it right away. Okay. Get a lot of bodies. So now their goal is probably to make a 4-material Appaloosa, so I'm not going to be able to activate monster effects on this turn. And they search some follow-up with an Ash and, okay, a little bit of Interruption. I don't know what the other 2 cards are, but I know what 2 of their cards are. Let's see, how would we do this? So we get priority, so we can activate a monster effect first. So I think the first thing I'll do is Water Enchantress to try to activate a monster effect before they make Appaloosa. Nope. Alright, they're going to make an Appaloosa, so they're going to negate whatever monster I send. So I just send a Garura. It's like, are you really going to waste one of your monster negates on me being able to draw a single card? Come on. But if they do, then obviously it's gone, so. Alright. They negate that, which is good. That's 1 down. They don't negate Lord. Probably a mistake on their part. We try to get a punishment. That's a good time to negate it. This is indestructible, so whatever we do with our Torrential Tribute, we probably want to wait until after this is off the field. Alright, IP, or Nightmare Unicorn. They are going to try to pop Paleozoic Marilla, but we have Lord of Heavenly Prison, who they didn't negate, so we don't worry about that. We're just going to try to summon and use that as an excuse to activate Torrential Tribute. But they had the Princess Engrave, so they destroy, summon back, and now, once the Princess is summoned, blow everything up, except the Appaloosa, obviously. Negate my monster effect, which is good. I was going to search out, like, grass or something. But, yeah. So they surrender there. They only... Oh, that's the other thing, right? Like, I was probably had a pretty good chance to win there. Like, we had follow-up for next turn. I had Paleozoic Marilla. I think my Water Enchantress was somewhere. I don't know. I think we still had a good shot at winning, but you never lose on time limit when you're playing my Eldlich deck. Your turns only take a second instead of needing to play Solitaire for however long. That was this duel, right? No. Okay, hold on. I think that was this one. Yes, okay. So next one is versus Clueless, which is a 4-turn duel. Ooh, what are they doing? Oh, I want to do like the Squidward meme where he's like, oh, very original. Yeah, hello, I'd like to order some snake eyes. Oh, how original. With a little Kashtira engine sprinkled in. Daring today, aren't we, sir? Okay. Yeah. Part of the reason I can do this is like because their turns are so like monotonous, I can like do things going through emails, work on little extra projects that I have while this is kind of going on in the background. It's pretty straightforward. What are they doing? IP makes sense. I wonder, will Snake Eyes use the Horus engine when it comes out? From what I've heard, it seems like the Horus engine is good for kind of more rogue decks. Obviously, it's good for Orcust. It's good for like zombie decks. It's good for uh, vampires. Will be good for Eldlich. Tier, I guess, could use it, but the question is if those cards are better than the tier cards they already have. Okay, so first, we bait out a Nash Blossom, which is great. Grass. Dude, grass is like amazing going second. And this is the other thing that I really like about the adventure engine. Because with the Diabell Star engine, if we sent our cards to grave, we might be able to banish a wanted to get a draw one. But if we mill a the water enchantress, then she can grab a Rite of Aramesir from our grave or deck, depending on where it is, and the right can still summon a token and get everything else going. Obviously, you could worry about milling some cards, but whatever. Okay. They've got 3 monster negates, they got a lot of follow-up, they got the field spell, but we have oh. So here because I kind of zoned out and I think I like went to the bathroom or to like throw some food in the oven or something, and I had turned it to off because they have a spell that they have to flip over to do stuff which could trigger Lord, and if I'm not in the room, it can you can lose due to time limit because it like is waiting for you to do something. So I turned it off, and then I came back, and then I tried to evenly match them here, but because the toggle was set to off, it didn't trigger. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just blow up your board instead, which isn't as good. They still get their Appaloosa, but whatever. Negate my Lord, that's fine. Am I even going to activate Rite of Irmis here? Maybe I'll just wait till next turn after their Appaloosa's gone. Nope, yeah, we'll activate now, it's fine. We don't get the equip spell, which is too bad. We could have bounced Appaloosa. So here I activate Wandering Griffin Rider because I wanted him to negate it. I can activate it during his turn too, so it would have just been a way to bait it out, but he knows better, so. Yeah, our without the equip spell, this card's kind of useless now, so I just tried to use it to summon back Eldlich. They negate that, which is fine. Get rid of the Omni Negate. Get rid of their last monster negate. At least it's going to be fuel for the Golden Lord next turn. Okay. Yeah, so obviously because we have Elemental Burst and Rollback in our deck, like we don't really care about anything they're going to try to do. We'll see. Okay, yep, keep special summoning. Yeah, so that was probably a spot where I could have used Elemental Burst, but I was just got cocky. I was just like, try whatever you want. I want your extra deck gone. I want everything gone. Yep. It doesn't matter, dude. Summon out a Paleozoic Marilla, because why not? Send another rollback. Is this enough for game yet? You can use this little button to make your attack show in the over here. So yeah, we got enough for game. Clueless, poor guy. He didn't know what was going on. Okay. Next one. Yeah, this was like a 15 game win streak. This is crazy. Okay, Sprite. Runic. Runic Sprite. That's an interesting deck. Good synergy, is really easy to summon out a bunch of level 2s. Okay. Going first with Cursed Eldland feels bad. Ash it. Well, at least we baited that out. Yep, so we've got our engine online, so we'll be able to kill them around turn 3 or 4 if they don't stop us or whatever. We've got a Marilla, so we can send a rollback. Oh, puppy. Sorry, I have a dog sitting next to me. Um, let's see. She wants attention. Okay, let's negate that. Yeah, no field spell for you. Negate. Yeah, baited. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this guy, and then I'm going to send Elder Entity Entis to destroy this guy. We know they searched out a Sprite Smashers, so they need to have a level 2 monster on the field in order to use Sprite Smashers. We'll just try to get rid of it next turn, and I'm guessing this is an Imperm, and that this is a Sprite Smashers. Imperm only works if I have a monster for them to negate, so their Imperm is dead. Sprite Smashers is dead. We're going to be able to summon out another Eldlich. We have our engine going. Yeah. And they just surrender because they know it's over. G to the G. Moki Moki. Okay. Who would we got next? Oh my gosh, so many. Cash. Wow. Daring today, aren't we, sir? I'm afraid that's going to be a meme that I use a little bit too much, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, the dreaded having a normal summon and also our adventure package. All right, we can discard our rollback, which is good. Omni negate. Yeah, it's like an Omni negate. Going. I don't think we've used it like at all because they always have some way to like clear our board, I guess, or sometimes we mill the equip spell. But the equip spell is actually really nice if it can survive a couple turns because we can bounce their cards back to like the extra deck or something. So we have an Omni negate. We have the Ice Dragon's Prison for a banish and Paleozoic Marilla, which can. Ooh. Okay, I think I know how this is gonna go. Okay. Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of like, you can do whatever you want, man. Go off, put all of your cards on the field, please. Use all the cards in your extra deck. Go off. The only thing I'm going to be afraid of is a Nightmare Phoenix or Unicorn, which they use instead of IP when they're going second. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's IP. Probably should have made a unicorn or something, but whatever. Okay, so this is indestructible now, I think. Okay. Yeah, so after they used their Flamberge Dragon's effect to summon out, we're going to send Elemental Burst, transaction rollback on Elemental Burst, Kablam. So here they do manage to special summon out the dragon, but they have one engrave, they have one on the field. Ice Dragon's Prison. They get a draw one, but we banish their most important. Like this is like getting their Eldlich banished, right? It's just their engine is really out of it now. They can recycle a starter, but they don't have a starter. So here, I thought this would have been a really cool interaction if Griffin Rider can tribute itself the same way that Link Karibo or something does. Then it would go back to the deck. Its effect, I think, would still be negated because it got hit with like an Imperm earlier. But then it would be back in the deck, and the next turn I could use Fateful Adventure to get my Griffin Rider back out. That would have been really cool, but unfortunately, when it's negated, he can't go back into the deck, so he just stays there. The token, as long as it has an equip spell on this guy, can resist getting destroyed once. So because I use this monster effect, he does get to get a draw 2, unfortunately, but it is what it is. All right, what are we gonna do? Okay. There we go, get bounced. Ash Blossom, they don't get a search, but we do get a punishment. 3,500 damage. Nice. All right, what are they going to do? So we know that they have follow-up because they got follow-up using that super broken spell that like is a starter when you activate it and when you have it in the grave. They're gonna yeah, like I don't know what their plan was. So they had the ability to shuffle their starter card back that was banished. But instead they shuffled back the card that like puts one of my cards in the spell and trap zone. But my spell and trap zone was completely full, so that wasn't working. They needed to get that other card that's like gets their engine online because their hope is to kind of push through. Like it wouldn't have worked. We had a torrential tribute to wipe everything out, plus dogmatic punishment, which could send like a Kit Kalos or something to get more of our engine online. But yeah, so let's see. Was that this deck? No, was it? I think it was this one. Okay, yeah, they're all the same deck, so they all blend together. Okay, so this is a new one. Oh, Altergeist. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know much about Altergeist. I know they're like another control deck. I think they got some new Link monsters recently. They have like a trap card where it's like your monster's effects and activations cannot be negated. So, like, I think I remember had a game where I used Skill Drain against Altergeist, and they were just like, you think you know darkness, Skill Drain. We were born in the darkness of Skill Drain. So, yeah, Skill Drain doesn't really work against them. Summon in more monsters. Yeah, I do kind of have an issue where it's like if you're trying to be a control deck, but it takes you like more than 30 seconds to do your turn. I mean, I don't know. Not as appealing to me, I guess. Altergeist Prima Banshee? What does that do? Okay, they got a search out. Yeah, that's protocol. That's the one. Your effects and activations can't be negated. They can link from the hand. So I think a really cool Eldlich support card would be some sort of a card where you can link using an Eldlich or a Golden Land trap monster from your hand, because then it would make it so your cards get in the grave a lot more easily, and the link can just have an effect like I don't know, gets a search or something, but the main thing is just so that you don't brick as much. Okay. They didn't have anything to negate it, no Ash Blossom or whatever. So because we had Foolish Burial Goods in our hand, we were going to be able to send any spell or trap we wanted to the grave. So we just got a mill, and if we had hit an evenly matched or whatever, we even hit a trap trick, so we could have trap tricked into an evenly matched. But yeah, we hit Elemental Burst, which is probably the best one for us to hit. Goodbye. Nice back row control deck you got there. Bam. All right, we've got a punishment. We've got, we'll have good follow-up for next turn, but because we activated the effect of a monster that was normal summoned, we can't use it this turn. Board wipe, grave banish. All right, what's going to happen here? Okay. Destroy. Banish everything. Yeah, they're toast. Adventure Engine Online. Yeah, easy money. G to the G. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting Altergeist duel. Let's see who's next. So I think I remember like pretty much all of these last few duels. Like at this point I was like, okay, this is a ridiculous win streak. That's going to be against Purrelly. Yeah, because look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like a 13 game win streak? Yeah, so I was like, okay, I have to make a video. And obviously once you start thinking that, you're like, okay, I really can't lose. I don't want to lose. I need to maintain my win streak. At this point, it was like a 11 game win streak. Yeah, I think like these next like 4 or like 4 of the next 5 duels are all like me bricking pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to have too many of your adventure engine cards, but whatever. So here, I think what I should have done is I should have baited out an Ash Blossom by using the Water Enchantress, but I didn't. So instead, they Ash the ability to get the Omni Negate. So now this is literally nothing. Like, I don't get to discard my roll pack. There's not even a trap for me to copy. Yeah, this is like the worst possible situation for me. You've seen the last however many duels. You don't really brick that much, but... And I know Purrelly has one XYZ monster that can really easily kill you. Okay, they're attaching our cards. Because I have the equip spell attached, he has to attack it twice to kill me. He has a monster negate, I think. No, change the battle position. Okay, so I'm in attack mode. So if he has that XYZ monster that can like attack a bunch of times. I don't know if he has the material. All right, he got unlucky. He didn't get to grab a spell, so he doesn't get to make that into an XYZ. He does take the continuous trap. Okay, he got unlucky. It's not a spell. Okay. Yeah, so this is still really bad. Like, we have basically nothing. He is unaffected by any of our effects, and he's going to be able to shuffle any 2 cards from our field or grave into the deck. We'll see how this goes. And he made a Zeus. So, like, Purrelly also had a little bit of a tough ride, but obviously I'm on the downside here. I need a great top deck. Ooh. Okay, triple tactics thrust. I only have it at 2 because, like, you can never use it going first. But going second with the adventure engine, you have, I feel like you have a little bit more tools that will bait out monster negates like Ash Blossoms or Baronne de Fleurs or whatever, so that this becomes online for us more often. And there he got a draw 2, but little did he know it would be his doom. I tried to bait out an Ash Blossom by banishing the Water Enchantress. Obviously, he doesn't have an Ash Blossom. He probably would have negated Grass. Goodbye. All right, let me take a look at what we milled here. Okay, so first we have a Conquistador. I think we already had a Conquistador engraved. Yeah, so we have a Conquistador, which we're going to be able to use to get Eldlich Engine online. We can bounce this, or banish this to recycle something. A rollback. It's actually not a great... Yeah, these cards actually aren't that great. Because we can use rollback once to try to like evenly match blow everything up, but he can just shuffle those cards back. And what was that last couple cards? Well, yeah, we had too many ways to get our engine online, and if they like tried to send our engine to grave, we would just banish to set up new parts of our engine. So he was kind of in trouble there. I would have set my other transaction rollback, so if he ever Zeused the board, then that would be sent to grave and that'd be a negate for next turn. So it would have been a tough, grindy game, but there I think he just saw me resolve Grass and quit before he saw what got sent to grave. Which is pretty fun. Like, you want to have duels where sometimes you just automatically win. What is this? Oh, Madolche? I don't know. Yeah, this was another game where I'm pretty sure I bricked pretty hard. Yeah, it's like I'd been having all these great games where, you know, I wasn't bricking very much. We always had like 2 or 3 interruptions at least, plus ways to get our engine online. Okay, this is actually, no, I take that back. This is like a solid hand. Max C, we're not going to get of any draws. Try to get a draw 2. We do, okay. Here I should have sent Kit Kalos. I'm not sure why I didn't, because I already have like too many cards to even be able to set on the field. So I'd rather have more stuff in the grave, either as engine or maybe I mill a rollback. So yeah, I sent the wrong target off Nadir, but whatever. They do negate me grabbing punishment, but you know. Yeah, this is actually really solid. I don't know what I was saying. This is a fantastic board. Non-targeting banish, a board flip. Oh, this is a weird thing. So they have to banish a card in their own graveyard in order to get a search. So we're just going to banish that card in their grave instead. I'm going to send a rollback just because. Yeah. Poor dude. Didn't stand a chance. Alright, here we go. The first loss in like 13 duels. And the only loss was when, like, off of like 6 or 7 cards that got banished, they managed to banish both of my Golden Lords. And even then, like, I think they bricked because they were starting to set traps, but I kind of rage quit. Rescue Ace. Okay, let's see how this duel goes. Maybe it's just the games that I lost that I bricked. I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I was bricking a lot in these last couple, but you saw from that last duel I was not. I totally dominated. Okay. Pot of Extra, if they have an Ash, then that would really suck. Nope. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, I remember this duel. So we have both of our Eldliches in our hand. Here, I think what I should have done is I should have set Elixir and then used one of the Eldliches to send a Waquero in order to send that Elixir to grave. And then on the end phase, banish both of those to get them online. That way, I would have, I could summon an Eldlich and I would have like a non-targeting destroy off of Conquistador or something. Plus, I can Marilla into like a rollback to, copy something. And then Lord of Heavenly Prison is going to be great follow-up for next turn. So, like, I should have done that, but now because I have both of my Eldliches in hand, Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine can only special zombie answers from your grave or your deck. So in hand is the worst possible place for them to be. So actually me not doing this, where I would use this to send both of these to the graveyard, was a major mistake on my part. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know, I'd won so many games that I kind of checked out. I was like, okay, I mean, this isn't the worst. Like, I can send a rollback or something. I can do a non-targeting banish. I have Engine. If I just survive this turn, I'll be good for next turn. That was my thought. Okay, Rescue Ace. Pop off. Okay, doing stuff. Yeah, at this point I was like, well, we have the Waquero, which means we can banish that level 9 guy. Oh, okay, so, all right, what are they going to target? Yeah, so there I couldn't even activate it, right? I can't summon either of these guys. They summon this dude. They set up all their traps, but all the traps really do is like monster negate, a destroy, and then like a couple of like able to summon cards. So it's really not that bad. They negate him, but that's fine. Summon some more monsters. Is this the best Rescue Ace can do? Is this a bricked deck? I don't know. This seems underwhelming. Like, I literally had nothing. I just summoned a non-effect monster with 1800 attack and they didn't do anything. Bro, come on. Oh, man. Yeah, if I had done that, then I'd be in a much better position if my Eldritch was in the graveyard, but... So here, this is funny. I could actually use the equip spell to attach it to my Waquero, and then the Waquero could bounce, and then the equip spell could bounce a card. But there's not really a card that I care about bouncing. I just want to get my Eldritch in the grave. First, I'm going to destroy this so they can't negate my monster effects. They're doing some stuff to summon monsters. Yeah, I just use it as fuel to send. They had a called by. Yeah. That sucks. All we have is this. If we had a single good trap in grave, Trap Trick, Torrential Tribute, Karma Cannon, evenly matched, literally any sort of a trap, which we could have sent with Eldritch into the grave just now, we would be in such a better position. Like, this is such a good card because of how powerful the traps we can send to grave are. We have a bunch of ways to mill, so we can send the exact card we're missing a lot of the time. Except right now, obviously. Okay, so World Sea Dragon Zelantis is annoying when he banishes. All the monsters get summoned back, but because this is a trap monster, it doesn't get summoned back. So yeah, at this point, I knew there's like no way for me to win. The best I can do is like I can activate Marilla, which allows me to summon Lord, but I know that doing that allows him to trigger the Promethean Princess to destroy Lord. And even if I didn't do that, this guy can destroy cards during the battle phase, up to the number that he points to, so there's just no way. And they had an Ash Blossom anyways. Oh, great. Yeah, so that was a rough one. But, yep, we've got a grass. See, we just need to survive. Yeah, I think they only kill me by an extra, like, couple hundred life points. Ah, the 13-game win streak is over. But that kind of shows, like, what it takes to, like, do poorly with this deck, right? You either need both of your Eldliches to get banished off of, like, 6 total cards that get banished, or, like, you need to draw both of your Eldliches and then make a misplay where you don't get any in the graveyard. But, I mean, we also needed to get some way to get a trap in the graveyard, so that was going to be a tough duel no matter what. Let's do a palette cleanser. Let's win this game. Okay. Get a... Are they going to ash that? Nope. Okay. Let's set up an Omni Negate just because. Draw 2. Ooh. Okay, so we get a little bit of Engine Online. But yeah, this actually is kind of a bummer. So, like, the pot cards make it so you can't draw cards by other effects that turn. So there's a little bit of anti-synergy between the pot cards and Traptizing Tune, because this gets you a draw 2, but, then you can't use these guys. But, as long as we survive until next turn, it'll be worth it. And because we have cards like Karma Cannon and Torrential Tribute, like, it's very straightforward for us to survive a turn. I will say a downside to the Adventure Engine, like, it's nice having an Omni Negate, but the fact that the Omni Negate is in the form of a monster, like, a lot of decks have monster negates, imperms, whatever. Whereas with the Diabellstar package, the negate is a trap card, so I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good way to a good spot to Karma Cannon them. Unfortunately, we do lose the token, but we can get another token next turn. All right, what's she gonna do? Destroy the field spell or bait out a called by, no called by. Okay. Yep, we can grab the grass probably. Let's keep baiting out Ash Blossoms, but they're not going to activate anything. Also, we want to make sure we have our punishment and our Omni Negate in hand so that we can use them. All right, non-targeting destroy. Recycle. Eldlich comes back. Yeah, next turn we can banish another Enchantress to get another token, so we'll have another Omni Negate. All of our damage is halved because of the pot card, but it was so worth it getting grass. All right, non-targeting destroy and a double pop. What are you gonna do? Yeah, that Sinful Spoils card is annoying, man. The fact that they get that starter in the grave. Ugh. Okay, they can put one of our cards in the spell's trap zone, but we don't care. Yeah, they just surrender. They don't have anything close to the ability to break my board. I'm just gonna take them out pretty straightforward. All right, last duel. This is where I kind of called it because it's like I probably can win like more duels, but because I had this gigantic win streak, I would have to win 4 more duels in a row to like make up for 1 more loss. So I was like, okay, let's call it here. This is pretty cool. I want to, demonstrate it. But let's see one last Snake Eyes game where yours truly takes the L. I feel like the gameplay in this deck is also really fun, right? Like, the turns are fast. Being strategic is, like, rewarded significantly. It feels like a true trap deck. Like, we set these trap cards, You wait for them to meet a certain condition, bam, take them out. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah. This dude makes it so they can use like Cyframe Gear Gamma and Epsilon and stuff while they still have cards on the field. It's an interesting tech if you run enough of those Gamma cards. And obviously, the fact that he made it going first means he probably has one in hand. But I have multiple monsters that I want to activate, so I'll probably try to bait it out or something. Okay, draw a card. What am I going to do? Ooh, that's a good card. Activate a monster effect. Yeah, so here I think it probably would have been better for me to just go to battle phase and evenly match them. Um, because they're probably not going to hold on to their Cyframe Lord. They're probably going to hold on to like their Flamberge, or they'll make like a 4 material Appaloosa and then like hold on to that. So yeah, maybe this was a mistake because then I would be able to activate Lord, set these cards, and then like on their turn, well, I mean, Elixir locks us out of being able to summon anyways, but if they Ash Blossom it, then we can summon, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that was a misplay activating before the battle phase. I mean, this feels good, but yeah, again, it's like we don't have a ton of follow-up here. Ooh, oh, that sucks. Yeah, so I think here I genuinely forgot they had the Princess engrave, and because they had the Flamberge still on the field, they can pop that, and then they pop the token. Yeah, because otherwise we would have gotten our Omni Negate online, and we would have been in a much better spot. Maybe it would have been better to hold on to it to try to use it next turn, but I don't know. Ooh, that's rough. Well, again, if we just survive until the next turn, we might be able to do something. But yeah, I think this is a case where it's just you can't survive. What you got? Okay, gonna pop. Let's try to just non-targeting banish something. Yeah, so here I chose to banish this because they can shuffle it back into the deck to grab a Ash to, get their whole combo going. Maybe it would have been better here to banish the Flamberge Dragon instead, because obviously Princess can just special summon the dragon back. He can put this in the back row. I don't know. I don't know. I was in a tough spot no matter what. Yeah, not much you can do there. But regardless, 85% win rate in, Diamond or whatever. Most of the duels were against Snake Eyes players. Hopefully, this kind of convinces you that this is a pretty cool deck, pretty exciting. Obviously, I'm still like looking forward to the Horus cards a lot. Like, I think they're going to massively increase the ceiling of what this deck can do. I think a question will be like, can other decks benefit from Horus as well? Will it make them a tougher matchup? I will say, like, we have a couple of non-targeting destroys like Conquistador and Torrential. So, hmm, yeah, it's kind of a thing where it's like we get a really cool toy, but then other people do as well. But for now, I mean, yeah, this adventure deck has really popped off. Very cool. Hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.